in January. Very interesting to see him take to the pitch later on with the bat if needed. Scored back-to-back half centuries towards the end of that tournament. So Iran 3 for 2 after 2 overs. Fine over from Sultan Ahmed there. Him and Junaid Siddiqui already in the wicket so far. Arshad Mazazai just calling for a helmet. Hastily rushed out at the end of that, the start of that over. Just a cap on. Now gets the lid as Junaid Siddiqui continues. Zaza using his feet, looking to come down the wicket. Thick outside edge, goes down to third man, it'd be a run. What's his name? Bameri moves on to 2. That single down to third man. And that brings Mazazai on to strike. No ball from Siddiqui. Be a free hit. Mazazai, the Iran wicketkeeper batsman, now has the opportunity to free his arms with this free hit. Field at the moment, there's just a third man and fine leg out of the inner circle. Plenty of scoring options then for Mazazai after Siddiqui overstepped. What can he do here? Free hit. It's a well bowled bouncer. Mazazai used his feet to come down the track. Siddiq fired it into the deck. Very well bowled from the UAE seamer. Worth noting that this is obviously the start of Group B, but Group A also getting underway next door to us. Maldives taking on Qatar. Turf 1 of 2 here at the Al Amrak Cricket Stadium in Oman. You'll be able to see that at the ACC YouTube channel as well. Should you fancy that game, Andrew Leonard on commentary over there. Should you fancy it? If not, you got Barney Reid here on the second ground, where Iran now 5 for 2 after 3 overs. Another good over from Junaid Siddiqui. Sultan Ahmed will continue at the other end. Snaim Mary seems to be swapping helmet for cap at the end. Surprised the umpires wouldn't get annoyed by that as the game wears on. So he presses forward and pushes it to Rohan Mustafa at short mid-wicket. Sultan Ahmed just joining up the dots so far, putting that pressure on Iran. Sultan Ahmed just races through a maiden over. It's very well bowled. Still 5 for 2 after 4 overs. 2 overs left of the power play then. Iran looking sitting in a little bit here after those 2 early wickets. As said before, the unranked in the ICC's T20 international rankings, the UAE 15th. Highest ranked in the tournament in this ACC Western Region T20s. It's a big ask for Iran today. They'll be looking to, at the very least, be competitive. Those 2 early wickets were a setback, but now these 2 sitting in a little, looking to try and rebuild. Still 16 overs to go. So plenty of time. 2 overs left of the power play though. Junaid Siddiqui will continue for his 3rd over. Left alone outside off stump by Mazazai. It's actually yet to get off the mark. There's Pameri at the other end. Those 2 singles to his name. Ahmed Raza puts another slip in. Rohan Mustafa, former UAE captain, joining the current skipper at 1st and 2nd slip. On the attack. And you can see, wow, he's very well bowled from Junaid Siddiqui, beating the outside edge. Very nicely bowled. Turned into the leg side, and it beats the fielder. Racing away to square leg. And runs away for 4. Iran's first boundary of the innings. And first in full T20 international cricket. Arshad Mazazai flicking off his legs. Mazazai off the mark, clipping into the leg side. He lost his footing twice as he was running between the wickets. You won't mind about that. And then solid in defence. The next ball. Around 9 for 2 then after 5 overs. It's a much needed boundary in that over. Should relax the side a bit. Encouragement from the sidelines from their team so far. Even though they lost those 2 early wickets. Great encouragement. From the team waiting on the banks here in Oman. Have a change of bowling. Rohan Mustafa coming into the attack, replacing Sultan Ahmed for the UAE. Rohan, a fine cricketer. Expect him to bowl darting off spinners. Be a real test for Iran to get a player of his quality. Ameri on strike. On strikes, 4 not out. Goes deep in his crease, but gets a single, short fine leg. Very well run in the end. Sahul Khan doing the fielding. And again, Mazazai slipping up as he runs between the wickets. I've got studs in. Might need to replace them. Great fielding from Zahur Khan. Thick inside edge from Bameri. It looked like it beat him on the inside. That racing away. Would have gone for 4 if it had got past Zahur, but great diving stop. Those big long levers of Zahur Khan getting down to stop a boundary. Great work from the UAE seamer. The end of the first power play. That power play 12 for 2, Iran. See, Mazazi is indeed changing his shoes. Slipped up 3 times now, quick succession, running between the wickets. Called for a change of boots. It's the end of that power play. 12 for 2, Iran. Decided to pick things up a little bit. Those last 2 overs, the boundary and then more productive batting again in that Rohan Mustafa over. Managed to turn the scorecard over a little bit more frequently. Rotate the strike. Good signs from these two. Running between the wickets. Called for a change of boots. Today Siddiqui will. Those last 2 overs, the boundary and then late. Rotate the strike. And final over. It's been excellent so far. Very well bowled. Good start. Apologies to Zahor Khan. Did that excellent fielding. Just now at short fine leg, he's taken the ball. Excellent bowling. Great carry through to the keeper, Richard Aravind, one of the teenaged UAE contingent. Takes this. Great carry from Zahor Khan. Beating the outside edge of Bameri's bat, prodding forward. It's lifting over the shoulder of the outside edge. Steered down to third man, it'd just be one. Enough hands, just opening the face, guiding it to third man. Again, just being left alone that time, outside off stump. Zahor Khan really settling into a lovely rhythm. Mazaze at the moment content just to leave it alone outside off stump. Iran currently is trying to put partnership together. The overs, see what with another very good ball to end the over from Zahor Khan. Iran just looking to set a platform here that they can build from later on. 13 for 2 after 7 overs. Zahor Khan just going for 1 in that over. Various forms of the game have just tied up middle overs. But Iran will certainly take it. 5 good runs to them. Driven down the ground. Baloch is off the mark with that. Singled mid-off. Brings Shad-Sahis Arju back on the strike. 2 from 2 for him. See, he's got very soft hands. Looks a busy cricketer. Wants to just rotate the strike. Play the ball into gaps. Finds Chirag Suri with those last 2 deliveries. Can't get down the other end. Zamid Raza beats the outside edge. Raj now tucking into the leg side. Only one though. Basil Hamid, mid-wicket there, doing the fielding. Oh, trapped. Ooh, went very far back in his crease. Must have been going down the leg side. Side on here, so it's very hard to tell the line of the ball. Shadza Hisarju was deep in his crease then. Flatter one from Raza. This time sweeping. There's no man there. Should run away for 4. And it does. Shadza Hisarju on one knee and sweeping to deep backward square leg. He gets 4 for it. Lovely shot. Moves a run on to 32. Shadza Hisarju, 11 not out. Top scoring so far. This time goes back. At the end of that over, he ran 32 for 4. 11 overs in. Ahmed Raza going for 5 from that over. Mustafa will bowl his 4th and final one from the far end. Shadza Hisarju again, just going back to Rohan Mustafa, prodding it back to him. You can see Rohan again racing through these deliveries. Before you know it, you're 4 balls into the over, and just 1 run from it. Excellent spell from Rohan Mustafa. Goes for just 6 from his 4 overs. Picks up 2 wickets as well in the process. Excellent stuff, as you'd expect with someone with the calibre of Rohan Mustafa. Eight overs to go in this Iran innings. In the first batch of Group B, the ACC Western Region T20s. UAE captain Ahmed Raza continues with his 3rd over. He's gone for 17 so far. Most costly bowler on display so far. Spalach tucks it away into the leg side. Only run 2. They could have pressed the field a bit more there. To just pick up a single, don't push for the 2nd. Shadza Hisarju going down the ground, airily but safe. Picks up a single. It's 12 from 17 so far. Been a very productive innings. But a lot of work to do if Iran are going to get to a competitive total. Worth noting that the lowest completed 20 overs in T20 international cricket is Cayman Islands is 66 for 9 against the USA, sorry. In August of last year, Nigeria did the same as well against Ireland in Abu Dhabi in October of last year. Iran will need to double their total to beat those lowest completed 20 overs in T20 international cricket. A 36 for 4 now from 13 overs, 7 to go. The UAE make a change of bowling. Waheed Ahmed coming into the attack to bowl his right arm medium. It'll be Waheed Ahmed into Baloch. Goes back of a length first up. Nice carry through to the keeper. Looked to surprise Baloch a little bit. Maybe been a little bit quicker than he expected. Short again. Baloch this time cuts down to third man. Bounces once before reaching Zahor Khan. Just a single. Baloch moves on to 6. 6 from 18 for Baloch so far. It's been steady stuff from these two. Shadzia Arju is back on strike. That first ball, he just seemed to jump inside the line of it a little bit. Waheed Ahmed sticking to this back of a length, really hitting the deck. And then goes Fuller. You can see it's what Shadzia Arju trapped on the crease a little bit. Sultan Ahmed runs around and does the fielding. It's just a 1. You saw there the Iranian batsman expecting it to be shorter of a length. Didn't quite get his feet moving as Waheed Ahmed went Fuller. Good ploy so far from Waheed Ahmed. Oh, that's a wide down the leg side. Richard Aravind saying, pitch it up, buddy. That one was short, wide down the leg side. Oh, much better there. And again, Baloch not getting his feet moving. He's looking to late cut it, but he's very late on the ball instead. Good response from Waheed Ahmed to that wide, the previous ball. This is the final ball of the 14th over. Baloch on strike. He hits him on the thigh. It sounded fleshy. Single to end the over then. And again, around 39 for 4 after 14. 6 to go. Shadza Hisarju, unbeaten on 13, top scoring so far. Baloch, the man is rubbing his thigh after getting hit in that last ball. He's 6 not out. So it did sound fleshy. I don't think he has a thigh pad on. Could well end up with a bruise to show for his T20 international debut. Ahmed Raza into his final over. Oh, the mix-up between the batsmen. Oh, and Chirag Suri's doing the fielding. It's a big mix-up between the two Iranian batsmen. Both stopped halfway down the wicket. I thought it was quite a routine piece of fielding that Chirag Suri had to do. Couldn't quite decide on which end to throw it to. Oh, it doesn't matter. Next ball, Ahmed Raza has his first wicket. A big heave from Baloch, and he's clean bowled. 40 for 5 Iran then. As Baloch goes, trying to free his arms and go over the top. Doesn't get any of it. And Ahmed Raza has his first wicket of the day. In his final over, he's gone for 21 so far. And it brings the Iran captain, Dakota Dahani, to the crease. In at number 7. Looking to get his side up to as many as possible in these remaining few overs. And he attacks from the off. Gets a single. Brings Shadza Hisarju on strike. He's 14 not out so far. And goes over the top. Picks the fielder out. Oh, stunning. Stunning piece of fielding. And muted celebrations from the UAE. An incredible catch. One-handed on the boundary. Absolutely incredible catch. To remove Hisarju, trying to go over deep mid-wicket. For a minute, it looked like it went over the top of Sahur Khan, the man on the boundary. He plucked it out of the air, one-handed, with his weaker left hand as well. Superb piece of fielding. So the UAE celebrations, very muted. I feel like Sahur deserved a bit more of a whoop and a holler from his teammates. An incredible catch on the boundary. Iran now 41 for 6. Ahmed Raza has his second wicket. 2 in this over so far. Halfway through the 15th. Just over halfway through the 15th. So Captain Dahani pushes into the offside. Gets a single out to cover. Nadir Zahadi Afzal is the new man in on strike. Ahmed Raza appealing for LBW, but going down the leg side. And giving us runs as well. Umpire thinking there's some bat in it. Afsal off strike. And up and running first ball then to end that over and end Ahmed Raza's spell. UAE captain. 2 wickets for 24 from his 4 overs. And Iran 43 for 6, 5 to go. Hadi Afsal be on strike then. Waheed Ahmed to continue. Just be a single. Hadi Afsal. Ahmed Raza does the fielding at mid-off there. Gets round to cut the ball off. Just the one. Nearly carries to the man at short extra cover. Instead, Dahani, the Iran captain, gets a single. Alishan Sharafu on debut. UAE teenager who's there at short cover. Was interested for a moment. It took the toe of the bat from Dahani. It was too far right of the 17-year-old UAE schoolboy. So, then plays and misses outside the off stump. I'm bold. The Iran captain, Dahani, having a big swipe, trying to force the score towards the end of this innings, and Waheed Ahmed picks up his first wicket. It's well bowled Yorker, well directed. 46 for 7 now, Iran. And that should be the end of the 16th over as well. Just reward for Waheed Ahmed. He's been very good, especially in that over. He's gone for 6 from his 2 overs. And that his first wicket. So with 4 to go. See another change in bowling from the UAE. Sultan Ahmed come into the attack. Slow left armour, he opened up the bowling earlier on today. Ali Mohammedapour is the new batsman in. Very good start from Sultan Ahmed. It's Hadi Afzal. 3 not out, who's on strike. Beats the outside edge. Seemed to lift a bit as well. It's a good take from Richard Aravind behind the stumps. Iran get an overthrow. Shaf, good running from the Iran bench. Ahmed Raza, the UAE captain, was doing the fielding. No one backing up. He's remonstrating with his fielders as a result. That brings Mohammedapour on strike for the first time. Just 1 run from Sultan Ahmed's 3rd over then. It's got good figures. 1 for 2 so far. That maiden earlier on today as well. Don't see too many of them in T20 cricket. Like gold dust. 47 for 7 Iran. 3 overs to go. Zahor Khan comes into the attack. Took that stunning catch on the boundary, which I'm still bitter about wasn't celebrated more by the UAE and their players. It's a stunning effort. Zahor on the money first up. This is 3rd over. Went for 5 from his 2 earlier on. It's a good Yorker to start. So Hadi Afzal is the man on strike. 4 not out. It's a good Yorker again from Zahor Khan. 7 for 7. This first game of Group B in the ACC Western Region T20s that, as we mentioned earlier, shape the qualifying for the Asia Cup later in the year. 2 finalists will go on to feature in the final qualifier event in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And the UAE will be desperate to get to that tournament, having come so close but narrowly missed out. Lovely shot. He moves on to 8. It's a dismissive pull shot from the Iran batsman. This time he top edges it. Didn't get anywhere near as much of that last one. Yeah, Robin Singh, famed for his career as an India player. National sides, obviously in coaching roles in the IPL as well. Balance one of those with this role as Director of Cricket of the UAE. Another lovely shot, and it beats the fielder at mid-off and runs away for 4. That's Hadi Afzal injecting some real impetus to the end of this innings from Iran. He's allowed to free his arms. He beats Sultan Ahmed at mid-off. He's diving down to his left. Productive over then. Penultimate one of this first innings. Iran 56 for 7 after 19 overs. It's Hadi Afzal 12 not out. Have a look at those bowling figures so far today. So Rohan Mustafa stands out, 2 for 6 from his 4 overs. Ahmed Raza 2 for 24, most expensive so far, but picked up 2 wickets as well. Junaid Siddiqui 1 for 4 as well. Sultan Ahmed and Wahid Ahmed chipping in as well. It's Sahur Khan who will bowl this final over. Worth noting, as Iran get that single off the first ball. 66 for 9. Once again, that's the lowest total in a completed 20-over innings in T20 international cricket. 9 more for Iran. Very good Yorker from Sahur Khan. Very well run from Iran. So we look at the Iran scorecard from today so far. And as you'll see, Shajid Hisarju top scored with 14. So Hadi Afzal, the only other man to get into double figures with 12. Iran playing in their foot. It was the UAE that won the toss earlier on and bowled. Very good decision for Ahmed Raza. 2 teams will have a quick break now, and then we'll be back for the run chase. With the UAE requiring just 62 for victory to get their Group B campaign off to the perfect start. So we'll be back with you shortly. Welcome back to Al Amaret Cricket Ground here in Muscat, Oman. UAE chasing 62 for victory in this Group B opener. The ACC Western Region T20. Chirag Suri opening the batting for the UAE. Taking the first ball, Rohan Mustafa will be for Iran. Start so far. Iran, of course, don't have a huge amount to work with. UAE off the mark. Chirag Suri just dropping it into the leg side, picking up a single to get the UAE run chase up and running. So that brings Rohan Mustafa, very experienced former UAE captain, onto strike. Just leaves alone outside the off stump. Naeem Bomeri. Very gentle run up. Made a very good start so far. Clearly hits his Yorkers. Nice line outside off stump there to Rohan. And again, strangled appeal. Rohan Mustafa throwing his hands at it outside off stump. The umpire not interested though in that strangled appeal. Iran will definitely need some early breakthroughs if they're going to Naveed Abdullahpour sharing the new ball. Chirag Suri on strike, it's wide. You see Chirag tempted to throw his hands at it. Takes the extra. Abdullahpour in again. Very nicely bowled and very well left from Chirag Suri. See, Abdullahpur has a lovely leap as he approaches the crease. A lovely rhythmic leap just as he gets into his delivery stride. Let's see here. Suri leaves alone outside off stump. Mazazai can't collect it. And UAE scamper through for a couple of byes. This time another wide, this time down leg side. Iran appealing for a moment, but you feel like that was just to try and con the umpire. Now stretching his arms. Work this time. Abdullahpur. Again, seems like pulled that one out the back of his hand. A slower ball. Already using his variation. This time Suri drives, is in the air for quite a long time. He's done well to reach it, but times it very well and it goes for 4. It was in the air for quite a long time. But Mary, cover point. So Hadi Afzal extra cover. Would have been interested for a long time, but it splits the gap. And Suri has his first boundary of his innings. UAE off to a very good start. Chasing a low total here. Just 62 for victory. Already 13 without loss. And just drives through the line and through mid-on. Beautiful piece of timing. Beautiful free flow. As I mentioned before, this their first full T20 international. The umpire. Iran's players have erupted. 7 of them all rushing in, thinking they had the first wicket. It was a lovely ball from Bamiri, beating the outside edge of Rohan Mustafa. And they erupted. Massive appeal, very confident. But they've all had to turn heel and move back to their positions without that first wicket in T20 international history for them. Right, this time uses his feet, goes down the ground. He gets none of it. Very good bowling from Bamiri again. Tactically, not in line. He's been wide. He responded though. Rohan Mustafa coming down the wicket using his feet. Bamiri responded, changed his length. And this time, Rohan Mustafa dabs into to take a single. That brings Chirag Suri on strike for the first time. He'll face Bamiri. Ended that previous over so well. Back-to-back boundaries. This time he pulls and makes it 3 boundaries in a row. You see his hand came off the bat and he top-edged it somewhat, but fine leg. Wasn't going to get round there. And for a 1 bounce 4, just in front of us to our right where we're sat. A backward square leg. As Suri faces now. That is the quality of these UAE players though. punish everything. Slightly wayward. Good end to the over from Bomiri. Gets a dot. 7 from that over though. UAE need just 38 runs for victory. 17 overs to do it, should they need them. You expect they won't need them, considering the quality that runs through this side. You still have the young Alishan Sharafu making his debut to come, Mohammed Usman, Basil Hamid. He can be like that though as a player. Just needs a couple of shots to come off. And he has that runs away for 4. That might be the thing that kick-starts Rohan's innings. Again, you can't give him width like Abdullahpur has done there. Rohan Mustafa will always punish you if he's allowed to just throw his hands through the ball. The response has been from Iran to put a man out on the cover boundary, fine legs come up inside the circle. The fielder's done well there in the end. He's driven straight. Took a nasty bounce in front of him. It's Masood Sayed. We might see bowl some spin at some point today. He's doing the fielding there. Suri's on strike. Once again, man out at cover. And at third man, short fine leg inside the circle. It's very well run from the UAE. These two players know each other very well. Suri dabbed it into the offside. Rohan Mustafa set off almost immediately. Cover. Looks like it's given him that momentum. It's on 10 not out now. Immediately looks a more solid player all of a sudden. More than halfway there. 35 without loss from 4 overs. Need just 28 more for victory in what is shaping up to be a resounding victory as well, if they carry on at this rate. It's 11 at run. Lovely strive from Mustafa, but straight at the fielder. No run. You see he's timing the ball suddenly so much better. And this time goes over, deep backward square leg. Just a couple of bounces and runs away for 4. Palmieri just straying on his line, went far too leg side. Again, these players, the quality they have. Leg side. This time Mustafa goes over extra cover. Again, uses his feet and launches this one. Mustafa moves off to 25 off 14 balls. It goes again over extra cover, and this time it'll run away for 4. 4-6-4. The last 3 deliveries. Mustafa really in a hurry now. Iran players trying to give a bit of encouragement to their bowler and each other. But they're now staring down the barrel of a very big defeat here in this opener. UAE just need 13 more runs for victory. And they can get that very soon if Mustafa continues like he has started so far. Goes again. Shout, catch it. But Miri almost clutched it in his follow through. But the ball runs away for another 4. That's a 50 up already for the UAE. Move on to 53 in just 4.5 overs. It's been a somewhat brutal introduction to a thoroughly impressive one at that. For the team that will be favourites up there with the hosts Oman for those 2 final spots. Send them to the final qualifier for the Asia Cup later in the year. Have a change of bowling here. Straight to the fielder. Long. It's only 1. Brings Mustafa on strike. It was brutal in that last over. Took 22 from it, from his own bat. And he sweeps into leg side. Deep mid-wicket, tries to get round, but it runs away for 4. And that will seal victory for the UAE, and a routine 10-wicket one at that. Mustafa brutal in that run chase. It's up to the ante towards the end. 41 out for the former UAE captain. Chirag Suri 15 unbeaten as well. The UAE 62 without loss. Making light work of that run chase. And securing victory in this Group B opener. To see the scorecard there. Suri 15 from 15 at a runner ball. Mustafa though brutal. 37 off of 17 deliveries. To see the UAE to a comfortable first win over the T20 international debutants Iran. You see their bowling figures there. Bamiri, none for 34 from his free. Abdullahpur, none for 21. And Jaize just bowled those free deliveries towards the end. He went for 5 runs himself. You see the match summary. Iran earlier on 61 for 8, the lowest completed innings in T20 international history. 61 for 8. From then Mustafa, most definitely man of the match here today. 2 for 6 with the ball and a devastating 41 with the bat to secure a superb first win for the UAE over Iran. UAE will be back in action tomorrow against Kuwait. And Kuwait are up next here in this Group B. They will face Saudi Arabia. And that'll be from 1:30 local time, about 2 hours from now. And catch that game live here on this YouTube channel again, the ACC. thank you for joining us for this first game. We'll be back then, as I said, in about 2 hours' time for Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. In the meantime, you've also got Oman.